Namaste. Mic check. Okay. All right. Namaste. Oops. There we go. Namaste. Tasyan Panchakaha Pranovaha Panchyan Ishvaraha Pranovasyam Kimasyam Samketakaratam Panchya Panchakatavamai Panchya Panchakatavamatam Parati Paprakan Shabada Pasatitamiti Setitosyam Panchyasyam Panchakena Saha Sambanantaha Samketasadurbi Shivarasyam Setitame Pangaltamapinan Setitame Pangaltamapinayati Yatang Vasatitaha Pitang Putrayoha Sambanantaha Samketena Vadyotiate Ayamasya Pitang Ayamasya Putran Iti Sarganantara Shivapi Jang Panchya Panchaka Shakatiya Pekusho Sutataiva Panchya Panchaka Shakatiya Panchya Panchaka Shakatiya Pekusha Sutataiva Samketaha Kuriyate Samprati Patati Nityatayang Nityaha Shabudal Tasambananta Itya Gaminaha Patijanate. Namaste. Checking one of the spells. It's not here. That's Gaminaha Itya. Okay, so yeah, I'm not reading this version. That's another reason why I don't read that version. Okay. Namaste. The word expressing him is the mystic syllable. The Ishvara is the object expressed by the mystic syllable. Is the expressiveness of this the work of usage or is it permanent, like the light to the lamp? The relation of this thing to be expressed to the expressive word is fixed. But the usage by the Ishvara declares this its fixed meaning. Thus the relation of father and son is permanent, but the verbal statement that that man is this man's father is suggested by usage. And the usage with regard to the relation between its expressive words and things expressed is made by him to serve with a distinct reference to the power of expression which they had in former creations also. The authoritative sages maintain that the relation between a word and an intended object is eternal insofar as the consensus is eternal. Alright, so let me mark this. Next up is Veda. $39. Okay, that's good. Oops. What did I do? Okay. Namaste. Graban nuebam dadidal tam jarete gurutreba burukusham nitimananta machucha brahma nueba vidata ugutasha tu deba habiyang janiyang burutrang Pradariya Vano Ratieva Virajeva Yama Parama Sachate Mene Ivan Tanamban Shuman Pamane Damampati Va Gratu Vidan Janeshu Shurungeva Nahu Pratama Kanantamaiva Ku Chapa Viva Kanantamaiva Kuchap Kanantamaiva Kuchapa Viva Jaipurano Daropihu Chakrava Kena Prati Pasutorusra Evancha Yantam Ratieva Shakrang Na Beba Nahu Parayatam Yugeva Na Pieva Na Upativa Prativa Shivaneva No Arishano Arishanoya Tanunam Kurgaleva Bisrasaha Bantamasman Bantevan Julian Nadievan Ritirakushui Ivan Chakushushu Yadamaibank Hasitan Vivan Tananbe Shaman Pabishutwa Bandevan No Nayatam Pasio Achacham Oshitwa Vivan Matana Sne Padanandan Sitana Vivan Bipiatam Jivase Naha Na Sevan Nasitanambo Rakushwitan Kalna Vivan Sushurutan Putamasme Hasatevan Shakatimapi Samdadi Naha Kushomevan Naha Samajatam Rajamsi Iman Giro Ashevina Yushima Tananti Yushima Yananti He Shun Gushu Noterenue Ban Svatitim Sam Shishi Dama Etani Bamashevina Baltanani Brahma Sutomam Kurut Samadan So Akrana Tani Naran Jujusho Nopan Yantam Purahadvadema Vidate Subirah Namaste. Sing like the two pressed stones for the same purpose. Come like two misers to the tree of treasure, like two laud-singing Brahmins in the assembly, like the folk's envoys called in many places. Moving at morning like two car-born heroes, like to a pair of goats ye come electing, like two fair dames embellishing their bodies, like a wise married pair among the people. Like to a pair of horns come burst to usward, like to a pair of hoofs with rapid motion. Come like two Jakubans in the grey of morning, come like two chariot wheels at dawn, ye mighty. Bear us across the rivers like two vessels, save us as ye were yokes, naves, spokes, and fellies. Be like two dogs that injure not our bodies, preserve us like two crutches that we fall not. Like two winds aging not, two confluent rivers come with quick vision like two eyes before us. Come like two hands most helpful to the body, and guide us like two feet to what is precious. Even as two lips that with the mouth speak honey, even as two breasts that nourish our existence, like the two nostrils that protect our being, be to us as our ears that hear distinctly. Like two hands give ye us increasing vigor, like heaven and earth constrain the airy regions. Arshivins, these hymns that struggle to approach you, sharpen ye like an axe upon a whetstone. These prayers of ours, exalting you, O Arshivins, have the Gurutva Samadas, for our Lord made ready. Welcome them, O ye heroes, and come hither. Loud may we speak with brave men in assembly. Next up is Upanishads. And after that is Ramayana. And then Kalki Purana. I'm doing Kalki Purana every day for at least until I get through the book once or twice. And after this, I'm gonna chant for an hour, and then I'm gonna go chant in public for an hour, 30 minutes at the most. Okay. $14. Okay, here we go. Namaste. Udiane hemkara uditahe prasatavo mathyamdina udagi topara hanohe pratiharosetam yananitana metade buruhatta ditye yananitana metade buruha yananitana metade buruhada ditye protama san ya evametade buruhada ditye protam peda tejas biyanado Pavati Saivama Yurati Jogujivati Mahanam Prajaya Pashupi Pavati Mahanam Kiltiya Tapanantam Na Ninandatadu Vratama Iti Jatuldashaha Kanundoha. I should translate that one. It's not in the book, but I should translate that. The rising sun is a Hingankara. The risen sun is a Prasadava. Midday is an Udagita. Afternoon is a Patihara. When it is set, that is a Nitana. This is the Burhadashaman as woven upon the sun. He who knows thus this Burhadashaman as woven upon the sun becomes a brilliant eater of food, reaches a full length of life, lives long, becomes great in offspring and in cattle, great in fame. One should not find fault with it when it is hot. That is his rule. I just want to see how he translated it. Alright, so I'm gonna go with this. This is a pretty good, very good translation. Oh yeah, and I should pronounce the ending part. What was it? Thus ends the 14th Kanundua. Yeah. Well, when I'm healed, I will understand Sanskrit naturally a little more at least. If I heal, I might understand it fully. That's a possibility. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I will understand, Sanskrit words automatically and naturally. All right. So next up is Ramayana, my favorite book, one of my favorite books. My most favorite Vedic literature is Mahabharata, and then it's Ramayana. I love them. I can't help it. And then everything else, I kind of consider them like, oh, I have to read it. I have to do that. Not with Mahabharata and Ramayana. It's like watching a movie for me. And that's what separates me from humans. Wah. Wah. No, I told you I'm not human. I don't even like your Minecraft games. Give me more Sanskrit texts. Give me Mahabharata and Ramayana any day. I don't even know what Minecraft is. Okay. Bamiki Ramayana. Takes a long time to load. Okay. 19. And it's pretty short. All right. It's on page 115. Some pages says resets itself when it goes to the cloud. What do you call it? Cloud server, and I have to find the page again. So I marked it on the title, the session title. All right, Ramayana, incredibly purifying, incredibly healing. If I could zoom in the way I want to. That's good. Namaste. We got Keurig cups, not cubs. Keurig cubs. I mean the little bears. Alright, this is gonna be fun for me. Namaste. Here we go. Ekona bim shahu saigahu. Dacha churutvan Raja Simhasya Pakyamad Putta Bistarama Horoshtaruma Mahatejan Pishivam Mitropya Pashotam Sadrosham Raja Shaildula Davaiba Pubi Nanyataha Mahavamshapura Sutasya Pashishutabhya Batedishina Pashishutabhya Padeshinaha. Okay. Yat tu me Hurudugatam Pakyam Tasya Karyasya Dishachayama Guru Shiva Rajashal Dula Pava Satya Pratishrabaha. Aham Niyamama Tishutwe Siddhityaltam Purushal Shapa Tasya Pikna Karao Devao Tu Ragashasao Gamaru Bino Prate Tu Bahushashitil Nue Samapatyam Ragashasa Bimao Mari Jashichan Subahushijan Pirya Banandao Sushiku Shuitao Dao Mam Sarutirao Kena Mam Sarutirao Kena Mam Sarutirao Keno Vadim Dama Pia Vaishodama 아바투테 다타푸테 다스미는 니야마스지 니슈자예 니야마 니슈자예 그르타시라모 니루트상하스타스마드 데샤다파그라메 나자메 그로타무트스라실두엄 부드틸파바티 빵알티바 다타푸당 히상 자리양 나샤바스타트라 무지아테 스와푸트람 라자샹두나 라맘 사티아파라그라맘 까까파쿠샤타람 비비람 지에슈투엄메 다투마하시 샤그토 히에슈 마양 구부도 디비에나 스베나 대자상 라구쇼상 예 비깔타라스테쇼 마피 비나샤네 시레야시짱 스마이 브라당시야미 바후루 밤나 삼샤야흐 드라야노 마피 로카남 예나 키아팀 가티시 가미시어티 나짱땅 라마마사디야 샤그토 스타툼 까탐짜나 나짱땅 라카바다니요 하는 또 무트 사핫테 부마는 비리오트 시크땅 히땅 빠빵 까라빠 샤바샴 까땅 라마시야 라자샹두라 나 파리야 부땅 마하트마나흐 나자 부트라가탐 스네함 깔투마하시 빵알티바 아함 테 프라티자나미 하타오 타오 비드티 라그샤사오 아함 베드미 마하트마남 라맘 사티아파라그라맘 바시슈토피 마하대장 예 제메 다바시 스티땅흐 야디테 탈마라 팜투 야샤시짱 바라맘 푸비 스티라미주 차시 라제는드라 라맘메 다투마하시 야디야 피아누지냠 까꾸트스탄 다다테 따바 마는뜨리너흐 바시슈터 프라무칸흐 살베타토 라맘 비살자양 아피프라타맘 삼사크땅 마트마잠 아피프라타마 삼사크따마 트마잠 다투마하시 sorry 다샤라트람 히 야지냐시양 라맘 라지발로짜나무 나티에티 까로 야지냐시양 야타얌 마마 라카바 따탕 구루시바 파드람 테 마짱 쇼케 마나흐 그르탕흐 이티에 바무그트방 탈망알트방 탈망알타사히땀 바짜흐 비라라마 마하대장 비시방 미트로 마하마티흐 사 따는 니샤미야 라제는드로 비시방 미트라 바짜흐 슈파무 쇼케나 마하땅 비슈터 시짜짱라 짱 무모하 짱 라부타 삼지냐 스타도 뜻하양 Vyashui datan payana vittaha iti hridayamano vidaranam munivachanam tadativa shushuruvana narapatira pavana mahanan mahatma vyatitamanah parachachala chasanat iti yanshue Srimad Ramayana Valmikiye Adikambye Balaganandue Ekunabimshahu Saigahu. Namaste. 1 second. Namaste. Okay. Moving on. Canto 19. Does this? Yeah, they have. See, this book is nice. They give you the Sanskrit chapter names. Like it says Canto 19. This one says Canto 20th Canto 20th Sarga. Canto 19. Hearing the that's why it's easy for me to say. If it weren't in Sanskrit, it's hard for me to say Canto 19. It has, like, I can't just say any English words. It has Sanskrit background stuff, especially when it comes to recitations and translations. Hearing the aforesaid speech of Dasharatha, marked with uncommon length, the highly glorious sage Vishvamitra replied, his hair standing on end, "What you have said is worthy of you alone, and of no one else. What you have said is worthy of you alone, and of none else on earth, O tiger among kings. You, who are descended of a great pedigree, and enjoy the privilege of being instructed by the sage Vashishutra, make a resolve, O tiger among kings, to accomplish the purpose which stands foremost in my heart, and which is just going to be expressed in words, and prove true to your promise. I stand consecrated for a sacrificial performance for the realization of my aim, O jewel among men. 2 ogres capable of taking any form at will interrupt the set performance in conjunction with their associates. Towards its conclusion, when the secret observance had been gone through in a large measure, however, these 2 notorious Ragushasas, Maricha and Subahu, who are not only possessed of prowess, but are highly trained, covered the sacrificial altar with a volume of flesh and blood. My vow in connection with that sacred observance, which had well nigh been completed as aforesaid, having been interrupted, I came away dispirited from that region, having achieved nothing beyond exertion. And there is no prompting in me to give vent to my wrath, O ruler of the earth. For such is that observance. No execration can be uttered in the course of it. Be pleased to place at my disposal, O tiger among kings, your eldest and heroic son, Sri Rama, possessed of true prowess, though a boy. For, by virtue of his own transcendent glory and guarded by me, he is equal even to the extermination of ogres that act in a hostile manner. Nay, I shall confer on him manifold boons whereby he will attain fame in all the 3 worlds. There is no doubt about it. And on coming face to face with Sri Rama, the 2 ogres cannot stand in any case. Nor can any man other than Rama kill them. The 2 wicked fellows, who are proud of their prowess, and have been caught in the noose of death, are surely no match for the high-souled Rama. You should not therefore allow your parental affection to prevail, O ruler of the earth. I give you my word. Take you the 2 ogres as killed. I know the high-souled Rama as possessed of true prowess, the highly glorious sage Vashishtha, and these who stand bound to asceticism also know him. If at all you seek the acquisition of religious merit, as well as the highest renown for you on earth for all time to come, O King of Kings, be pleased to make over Rama to me. If all your counselors, with the sage Vashishtha as their leader, give their consent to you, O scion of Kakutasutta, then let Rama go. Be pleased to hand over your beloved son, the lotus-eyed Rama, who is no longer deeply attached, for 10 nights only in the interests of my sacrifice. Act in such a way as to ensure that the period of my sacrificial performance is not exceeded, O scion of Rakhu, and do not plunge your mind in grief. May good betide you. Having uttered these words, full of piety and truth, the highly intelligent sage Vishvamitra, whose mind is given to righteousness, and who is possessed of extraordinary glory, became silent, obsessed with excessive grief to hear that righteous request of Vishvamitra. The said emperor trembled and fainted too. Regaining his consciousness later on, he got up and became sad, seized as he was with fear. The great king, magnanimous though he was, felt afflicted in mind as he heard the aforesaid request of the sage, which was extremely agonizing to the heart and the mind, and fell down from his seat. Thus ends Canto 19 in the Balakanandua of the glorious Ramayana of Valmiki, the work of a Rishi and the oldest epic. Okay. I'm gonna mark this finished. Next up, it's Kalki Purana. To get the physical copy, I don't have there's no good digital copy online. I had to purchase mine. Cost me about $45. Bought it like a few years ago. I'm gonna take a look at the book. I might need my medicine for this. I'm not too sure. But I'm like crushing it right now. I don't know if you could tell. I'm not moving, so you can't really tell. I'm shaking my legs a little faster than before. Kalki Purana. Alright, so let me get my physical copy first here. It's 16. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna need my medicine for this. So, it'll be like a 2-minute break. Okay. So I'm gonna let my medicine take its effect. It's about a couple minutes. Okay. It's hard to use this mic because I'm not used to reading a physical copy. I just realized it's different from reading from the monitor. So I should adjust. So, mic check. Mic check. Okay, cool. Namaste. Sudang Uvajam. Etadavaha Gatitam Bibraha Shashitvaja Vimokko Shonomu Kalkeha Gatama Pratimam Sharanam Banantu Vivutaishopaha Medo Taimaha Gurata Yugam Devan Loka Shechara Charaha Horoshutvaha Boshutvaha Susanan Dushutvaha Garekao Rajani Japam Japama Japabamo Japabamo Japabana. Wow. 나나 대바 딜링은 게슈 부션을 부슈이테슈 짱 이는드라 자리까바드 브로트티카를빠 브로트티카를빠까허 부자까 자나허 나 사는띠 마야모하 투여허 빠셔는 두어허 사투반짝까허 딜라까 찌따 살방은가허 까를까오 라자니 꾸트라 찌뜨 샤문팔레 바사타스타시야 바드마야 라마야 사하 브라하 비슈누 야샤흐 부트람 데바느 야슈뚜엄 자가드 티타느 따츠 추르뜨방 브라하 비타람 까르키흐 바라마하슈이타흐 비나야 바나토 부트방 달마까말 타시드타예 라자수 얄바자파야이라 시바메 탈마하마카이흐. 와우. 라자수 얄바자페야이라 시바메 탈마하마카이흐. 라자수 얄바자페야이라 시바 라자수 얄바자페야이라 시마벳 라자수 얄바자페야이라 시마벳 라자수 얄바자페야이라 시마벳 탈마하 라자수 얄바자페야이라 시마벳 랑자수 얄방자 빼야이라 시마메탈 마하마카이흐 나나야가이흐 깔마다는 뜨라이리제 야진야 시바람 하리무 그르바라마바 시슈투어. Oof, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. It's hard to maneuver. Mic check still working. All right. Give me 1 second. I'll figure this out. Mic check. Okay, cool. 그릇바라마 바시슈터 그릇바라마 바시슈터 그릇바라마 바시슈터 디알바 사타오미야 그릇다바라노이흐 아시바드타 마마투즈 차는도 아시바드타 마마투즈 차는도 아시바드타 마마투즈 차는도 마는다빵 라일마하 드마나흐 강은강아야 문화열마티에 스나뜨바바 푸르타마다라트 다구슈이너 피흐 사마피알지야 브라흐마노는 데바빠라가는 잘비안시 조슈요시장 잘비안시 조슈요시장 베야이시장 부가샥시 부가샤슈꾸리야 바카이흐 마투맘 살무라 팔라이라니아이시장 마투맘 살무라 팔라이라니아이시장 비비탈드비 장네 비비탈드비 장네 보자양마사 비티바트 살바깔마사무르드 티피흐 약드랑 바흐닐브르타흐 빵아케 바르노 잘라도 마루트 바리베슈두어 드비자는 가마이흐 사다는 나디아이라 또셔야트 디알 느르디아이 실장 기타이 실장 베트르 야주냐마 호트 사바이흐 가르키흐 가말라 파트라 구셔흐 브라할셔흐 브라다다오 바수 스드리 발라스타비라 디피아흐 살베피아 실장 야토치타무 라문팡 땅라타라 나는디 후훌강 야띠 느르디야띠 나뜨뜨방아 다나니 브라트레피오 브라흐마누에 피아흐 상 이시바라흐 우방상 디레 강은강야흐 베트르바기야 누모디타흐 사팡양 비슈누 야샤사흐 볼바라 자카타흐 브리야흐 가타야는 또 하사는 따시자 할셔야는 또 드비장 부탕흐 따뜨라 가따스뚜 문부르누어 따뜨라 가따스뚜 문부르누어 따뜨라 가따스 뚜문부르누어 나라다흐 수라푸지타흐 땀 부자야마사 무당 비트랑 사하 야타비티 다운 사문부지양 비슈누 야샹흐 프로방아짱 비나야는 비타흐 나라담 바이시노밤 브리디양 비너바노임 마하모니무 비슈누 야샹 우방짱 아호 파기야마호 파기야마마 자너마 샤땅알지따무 파바드비타남 볼너남 야너메 모쿠쇼야 달샤나무 아디야 그나야시짱 수후땅 스트르프땅 시짱 삐따라흐 빠라무 대방 시짱 파리산은 두슈뚜어 스타방 파리산은 두슈뚜어 스타방 백거셔너 부자나아뜨 여트 부장양 파베트 부지요 비슈누 야는마마 달샤나무 방아빠상은 감 스발샤나 찌짱 기마호 상투상은 가마흐 상투남 호르다얌 탈모 방아쪼 대방아흐 사나따나흐 깔마쿠쇼야 누이 깔마 누이 야따흐 사툴하리흐 스바야무 마니에 나 파우티코 데호 발슈노바시양 자가뜨라예 야타바타레 그르쇼노시양 사토 두실더비니그라헤 브르츠차미 드바마토 브라흐마느 마야 삼사라바리테오 나우강얌 비슈누 파그티야 자 깔너타로시 바라그르트 게나함 야타나가라트 닐바나 파다무트타마무 나부시야미하 자그드바는토 갈마노 샬마 따드바담 나라당 우방짱 아호 발라바티 마양 살바시짜리야마이 슈팡 삐따람 마따람 비슈눌 나이밤 문자티 깔히치트 볼노 나라야노 야시양 수타흐 가르길 자가트 파티흐 담 비하양 비슈누 야샹 마트토 무크티마 피부사티 비치는 디에트탐 브라흐마 수타흐 브라흐마 야샤흐 수타마 비비크템 비슈누 야샤삼 브라흐마 삼파드 비발드 타나무 브라흐마 삼파드 비발드 타나무 나라당 우방짱 대하바산의 지밤 상아 드르셔트방아 대하발라문바나무 마야하 깔뚜미츠 차는 땀 야놈에 따뜻으로 누워 먹고 쉬다무 비는 티아드라우 라마누이 푸트방아 마요방아 짜 야타츠 차양아 마요방아 짱 아함 마양 디아크타흐 까탐 지비투미츠 차시 지방 우방짱 나함 지바미야함 마예 가예스미느 지바나시라예 아하미티아니아타 보드 틀비타 아하미티아니아타 보드 틀비나에 대함 까탐 파베트 마요방짱 대하바는 태 여통알 슬래슈어트 더통알 부드티흐 까탐 따밤 마야티남 비남 제슈뚜엄 비시슈뚜엄 대꾸또 바당 지방 우방짱 맘 비나에 브라지냐땅에 마예 브라강샤비 쇼야 뿌르스 뿌르하 브라강샤비 쇼야 스뿌르하 마요방짱 마야양 지바티 나라시째시떠네 나라시째시떠때 하따쨌다나흐 니허사라흐 사라바드 파티 자가 푸그따 까삐뜨 타바트 자가 푸그따 까삐뜨 타바트 지방 우방장 마마 삼살가장 땅 드밤 나나나 마스바루 비누이 비누는 다시 김 무두에 스바이리누이 스바미남 여통 마마 파베 따바 파바흐 브로디아트 수리에 따모 여통 마마 바리아 비파시 뜨밤 라빔 나바카노 여통 리랑 비자쿠슈랑시 마마 마예 자가는 마예 나디아는 때 마티아토 파시 나나 뜨바 디는드라 자라바트 에밤 릴비셔얌 니띠얌 마노비야 바라발지땀 아파우티 까마지 반짱 샤리람 비구슈여 사티아자트 디아크트방 성 다다오 샤파미티 로케 다방 브리앙 나 스티틸 파비땅 강아셔터 구두요 빠마 강아셔터 구두요 빠마 까탄짜남 성 마양 다바 보트라시아 까르켈비시방 아트마나흐 브라포흐 땅 비진양양 여탕 강맘 짜라 강 하리파바나흐 니랑쇼 닐마마흐 샤는 따흐 살바 포게슈 니스프로하흐 비슈누 자가디담 진양 뜨방 비슈누 자가티 방사크르트 드마나마 베시아 살바토 비라토 파방 에밤 땀 비슈누 야샤사마 마는떠라야 짜 무니 시바라오 까를김 브라다쿠슈 누이 그르티양 자그마투흐 까를빌락 시라마무 까빌랑 시라마무 sorry 나라데리타마 깔누여 까를김 수타마누트타마무 나라야놈 자가는 나탐 바남 비슈누 야샹 야야오 야다리깡 누염 가뜨방 타파스 타프트방 수다루나무 지밤 부러하티 사미오지양 보너스다티양 장 파우티카무 무르땀 스바미나마 링응기양 수마티흐 스네하비클라 방 비베샹 다하남 사트비 수베샤일디비 삼수투땅 까르키흐 슈르트방 무니무캉아트 비트롤 니리야너미 시바라흐 사바시바나야남 스네하트 다요흐 사마카로트 그리양암 바드마양 라마양 까르키흐 샤문팔레 슈라방치트 자캉라 라지암 탈마트마 로카베다 무라스크르타흐 로카베다 뿌라스크르타흐 마헤는드라 시카라드라 마스틸 탐파리아 도나드르타흐 They always Kalki Purana seems to put difficult words at the end. Maybe not all the time, but so twice in a row now. Whew. Mahenendra Shikharadra Masutil Tapariatona Durutahu Prayat Karkel Dalshanal Tam Shang Karkel Dalshanal Tam Shaman Palam Til Takurut Tam Durashatavang Sahasotaya Padmayang Ramayana Saha Kalki Prahaisho Bitibat Pujan Chakre Bitana Bit Nana Rasailguna Maya Poja Yitvang Nana Rasailguna Maya Poja Yitvang Bichitrit Pariang은 깨날 카바스트랑 두예 Pariang은 깨날 카바스트랑 두예 샹아야 이뜨방 무담 야야오 땀 푸그따바는 땀 비시라는 땀 바다 삼바다 하나의 구름 삼도슈여 비나야 바는나흐 가르길마투라마 브라비트 다방 프라사다트 시드탐 메구로 다의 발기 깐짱 드라의 발기 깐짱 야트 샤시트바자 수땅 양아스투 슈르누 랑아마 니베디타마 이티 파티바차남 이샤미양 라마에 니자흐르다야 푸세타 포트라 라피 파미슈타마 니자흐르다야 푸세타 포트라 라 파미슈타마 프라타자파니야 마이리야 마이시짱 프라타자파니야 마이리야 마이시짱 가일방아 마마 파바티하 무다하 자 자마다그니야무 이티 श्री kalki पुराणवनु भागवते 파비슈에 तृतीयांशे विष्णु याशासो मुकुशो रामदर्शनम नाम षोडशोऽध्यायः Namaste. Wow. I hope I read at least 90% correctly. That's all I'm hoping for. Unlike computer languages, Sanskrit is an analog language, so it compensates with love to a certain extent. But the more accurate you pronounce it, you know, so it's how a lock and key works. That was a workout. Can you see my brain getting like, my brain's going, anybody else want some? What are you gonna do, nerd? gentleman은 들어. That was it. That was his sole reason for learning Sanskrit, is to destroy evil people. He doesn't even care about healing himself. You fear me, huh? What are you gonna do about it? Do you have any weapons? My mouth is my weapon, and I am non-violent. So what are you gonna do, human? You say you're non-violent? I'm absolutely non-violent. When I say Hare Vishnu, it destroys the fuck out of evil people right away. Why would I need a weapon for you fucking asshole? You barbaric, violent piece of shit. Calling a non-violent person violent. So stupid. Such human thing to do. One of many reasons why I don't like humans. I don't like 95% of them or something like that. I don't know. I try to figure it out. Like how many humans can I not tolerate? Because just because they're so stupid. Some women complain that men have no manners. I'm kind of like similar in that way. Chapter 30. Yay. Sutra said, O Brahmanos, I have thus described the liberation of King Shashitavaja. Now I will continue to narrate Kalki's transcendental pastimes. With Kalki sitting upon the royal throne, the Veda's religious principles, Satya Yuga personified, the demigods, and indeed all other moving and non-moving living entities became greatly satisfied. In the previous Yuga, the Brahmanos had worshipped the demigods, and to bewilder the masses of people, they had displayed some minuscule mystic powers. During the reign of Kalki, all such cheating practices were stopped, so that no atheists or hypocrites could be seen within his kingdom. Kalki thus happily resided in the city of Shamampala. One day his father said, O benefactor of the demigods, and all the people of the world, we should perform a grand sacrifice for the welfare of the earth. Being thus ordered by his father, Kalki very humbly said, I will worship Hari by performing the Rajasuya, Ashwamedha, and other sacrifices, which are prescribed in the Kaimakanandu sections of the Vedas, so that everyone can advance in the three objectives of life: religiosity, economic development, and sense gratification. Kalki first worshipped all the sages, headed by Kurupa, Parashurama, Vyasa, Vasishutra. Spelled it wrong. It's not Bashi, it's Basi. Vasishutra. 다음이야. 아크르타브라노, 아시바트타마, Matuchanandu, and Manandapala, as well as those Brahmanos who were learned scholars of the Vedas. He then arranged to perform a sacrifice at a place located between the Ganges and the Yamuna. After taking a ritualistic bath, he gave sufficient dakushinua to everyone. Kalki sumptuously fed all the Brahmanos the 4 kinds of food that are chewed, licked, sucked, and drank, and this included vegetable preparations, soup, cakes, meat, fruit, roots, and many other items. Meat? Interesting. The sacrifice was then performed exactly as prescribed by the scriptures. During this great sacrifice, Agni acted as the cook, Varuna distributed water to the guests, and Anila served the food. The lotus-eyed Kalki pleased everyone by feeding them very delicious food and arranging for entertainment with dancing, singing, and music. The mood was one of great merriment, and at the conclusion, everyone, including the young, elderly, and women, received gifts of wealth. At this sacrificial performance, Ramayana danced, Nanandi played musical instruments, and the Ganantaiba, Huhu, sang very melodiously. Kalki, the maintainer of the world, gave charity to the Brahmanos and others as he continued to reside on the banks of the Ganges under the order of his father. The Brahmanos sang narrations of former pious kings in that assembly, which was presided over by Vishnu Yashang. One day, the great sage Narada, who is worshipped by the demigods, arrived there playing his veena. Vishnu Yashang cheerfully greeted the exalted sage and then worshipped him in a mood of humility and devotion. He then addressed the great sage Narada, who is the topmost Vaishnava and master of the Vino. Is it Vina or Vino? They spelled it two different ways. Vishnu Yashang said, that I am seeing you present here must be the result of pious activities performed by me during countless previous lifetimes. Although you are self-satisfied and thus have nothing to accomplish, I believe that you have come here to deliver me from material existence. Today, my forefathers must be very pleased, for I have received your darshana and the opportunity to worship you. Today, my offering of oblations into the sacrificial fire has borne fruit. Today, all the demigods must be pleased with me. A conditioned soul is very rarely blessed with the association of a devotee like you. By worshipping you, Lord Hari is worshipped. Your darshana ensures the cessation of the cycle of repeated birth and death in this world. Your touch destroys all sinful reactions. They spelled it wrong. The heart of a saintly person is the abode of religious principles. His words are those of the eternal Lord, and his activities destroy the reactions of karma. Therefore, a saintly person is none different from Lord Hari. When Guru Shunu appears in this world as an incarnation to annihilate his miscreants, his body is fully transcendental. Similarly, the body of a Vaishnava, even in this world, is transcendental and thus eternal, and not made of the 5 gross material elements. Gross. You are the expert captain of the ship of devotional service to the Lord that can take one across the ocean of material existence. My dear sage, kindly allow me to inquire from you about the purpose of the human form of life. O well-wisher of everyone, how can I free myself from the entanglement of material existence so that I can attain the platform of eternal existence? I know this to be my actual self-interest. Narada said, alas, how strong is the illusory energy of the Lord, Maya. She works in an extraordinary manner and must be considered most auspicious. How astonishing it is that the Father of the Supreme Lord is inquiring from me about the means of his deliverance from illusion. Vishnu Yashang has attracted Kalki, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, and Master of the Universe, making him act as his son, and still he is inquiring about liberation from me. The great sage Narada, the son of Brahma, thought over this matter for some moments with a bemused smile and then began his spiritual instructions to Vishnu Yashang, the son of Brahma Yashang, in a secluded place. Narada said, I will now repeat to you what Maya once said to a living entity when she saw him desiring another material body after giving up his old and useless one at death. One who hears this conversation between Maya and the living entity will be liberated from material entanglement. Once, at the Vinantiya mountain, Maya assumed the form of an ordinary woman and began to speak. Maya said, I am Maya, the destroyer of your life. Considering this, why do you want to accept another material body? The Jiva said, O Maya, I want to have another material body because it is my only shelter. Without a material body, how could one think in terms of I and mine? Maya said, you identify the body as the self because your intelligence is now polluted. All your endeavors are made under the direction of Maya, but if you free yourself from her influence, you can attain a higher platform of existence. The Jiva said, O Maya, without me, your wisdom, manifestations, and desires for material enjoyment would never fructify. Maya said, the living entities move like machines by the influence of Maya. They live in the arrangement of Maya, and they appear to be like wood apples eaten by an elephant because their bodies are temporary. The Jiva said, "O fool, your very existence, and so what to speak of your various names and forms, is because of me. As an unchaste wife blasphemes her husband, why are you criticizing me? As darkness remains only in the absence of the sun, so without me you have no existence. You have covered me, just as a dark cloud covers the sun. O Maya, you're like the bark of the tree of past times in this world. You create a sense of duality, and you remain unchanged, even as the universe progresses through the stages of creation, maintenance, and destruction. Even though Maya sees the living in its eternal forms, which are devoid of mental concoction and free from the propensity for material enjoyment, she awards them temporary material bodies. While destroying his material body at the time of death, Maya cursed this living entity, saying, "My dear soul, you will never have a permanent existence in this world, for you will be little better than a piece of wood or a wall." Such is the illusory energy of your son, Kalki, who is the life and soul of the universe. Try to understand the workings of Maya so that you will be able to live in this world freely after surrendering yourself unto Lord Hari. If you can see how you are being controlled by Maya, this will help free you from desiring to enjoy the fruits of your karma. Genuine knowledge leads to detachment from material ambitions. Know for certain that the universe is situated in the energy of Lord Hari, and that Lord Hari has entered the universe to sustain it. You should therefore fix your mind on the Supersoul after renouncing all material engagements. Namaste. After instructing Vishnu in this way, the great sage Narada departed for Kapilashrama after circumambulating Kalki. Vishnu could understand from the words of the great sage Narada that his son Kalki was truly the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Hari. After some time, he gave up his family life and left home to reside within the forest. He went to Badarika Ashrama and performed severe austerities there. He united his self with the Supreme Self by means of Bhakti Yoga, and then relinquished his material body after achieving perfection. The chaste wife, Sumati, embraced the dead body of her husband, and thus entered his funeral pyre. The denizens of the heaven praised her very highly for this courageous act. When Kalki heard the news of his parents' demise, he appeared to become overwhelmed by grief so that tears rolled down his cheeks. As a dutiful son, the Lord performed the last rites of his parents. Kalki, who set the example by perfectly observing the codes of good conduct, continued to reside in the village of Shamampala, which was desired by even the demigods of heaven. He lived with Padma and Rama as he continued to rule his kingdom. Meanwhile, Parashurama, who resides at Mount Mahanandra and whose presence purifies holy places of pilgrimage, arrived at Shamampala, desiring to see Kalki in the course of his Tirthayatra. As soon as Kalki, the perfect follower of the codes of good conduct, saw his spiritual master, Parashurama, he cheerfully got up from his throne, along with Padma and Rama, to greet him. I can't say greet. Kalki fed Parashurama many varieties of delicious food, and then offered him valuable garments. After doing this, Kalki had Parashurama rest on an opulent couch. As his spiritual master, Parashurama was resting after his meal. Kalki gently massaged his feet and spoke with a very sweet and gentle voice. My dear spiritual master, by your mercy, I have accomplished the 3 objectives of life. Now, the daughter of Shashitavaja has a request, and so please hear it. Being introduced by her husband in this way, King Shashitavaja's daughter said, "What penance, rules, and regulations and vows should I observe so that I will receive the son of my desire?" Thus ends the translation of the 30th chapter, translation of the chapter 16 of book 3 of Sri Kalki Purana, because that's what I read in Sanskrit. I'm only translating it. I'm not reading anything new or anything different. Named Vishnu Yasha's Liberation. And the gazing at Rama. Rama wasn't mentioned here though. What does this version say? Sacrifices. If you're in Sanskrit, the title is Vishnu Yashaso Mokusho Rama Daishanam. Vishnu Yashaso, that's a name. Mokusho means liberation. Rama Daishanam. Daishanam means gazing. Rama is the name of the king from million years ago. That's it. Thank you very much. I'm gonna chant pretty soon because I need to get out of here so I could chant in public before it gets too dark. I think God wants me to chant when it's really, really dark for some reason. I think God wants me to scare criminals with this, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It works better than anything else. I know, Nothing works better than if somebody's trying to rob you, the best thing that works for me is just saying Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Sometimes they run away. Like literally. It doesn't happen all the time, but once every 1 out of every 20, 30 people, they run. So it's effective. It's really effective. Better than pepper spray. Just if you could learn to say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, you could pretty much go anywhere you want. Nobody will bother you. Am I lucky that way? I don't know. Namaste. So yeah, maybe, even if I'm in public chanting at midnight, hopefully away from people sleeping, hopefully at a park, that'll be something. In the middle of nowhere park, and you see they say 15 men just hanging out together, approaching you. Up to no good, obviously, and just go Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You'd be surprised how fast their acting attitude just changes right away. All of a sudden these wolves become 5-year-olds. All of a sudden they're talking about, hockey. It's not hockey. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Anyway, so yeah, this works for me. Hare Krishna. So maybe, even if I end up in the city, in Manhattan, New York, at 11 p.m., so be it. I don't really care. But I shouldn't disrupt people from sleeping, though. So I should have some sort of a time limit so people don't, I'm not disrupting people from sleeping. say 11 p.m. is pretty good upper time limit. So no later than 11 p.m. 10:30 preferably. Finish everything by 10:30. So I have to be there, which means I have to be in the city. I have to be there at the spot by 8:30 p.m. the latest. So yes, I have time. That's how you're supposed to do work, I guess. I don't know. I'm not stressing myself anymore. What am I stressing it for? I thought I was stressing it for me. And myself said, "What the hell are you doing this for?" I thought I was doing this for you, myself. You're doing this for evil motherfuckers, and you don't even know it. I go, what? At that point, I go, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. 12 hours later, I'm still going, Hare Krishna. And then I go, and I hear the news. It goes, something really awful happened somewhere, earthquake and all that stuff. And I go, I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it. You don't see me. I don't exist. I'm just digital. Okay. Thank you. Namaste. And if you're a good person, this really will bless you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And if you have, physical pain, sometimes it'll get rid of it. Like, poof, gone. And that's how you're supposed to cure things. Poof. Namaste. Have a good day.